So Fall Out Boss supports him, Top Team support him, and he has our unyielding support. So please welcome to the stage, put your hands together for Mr. Dale Archdekin.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Hi everybody, how are you? Good to see everybody out here today. So I'm pretty sure Johnny told you this is gonna be really interactive, right? Yeah. You're gonna be interacting? You're gonna be role-playing today? Who here, by the way, Johnny and Brent said, I can only role-play with the people who sit at the very back tables. I don't know if you know that. So it will be really interactive, and I hope that by the end of this, I know it sounds scary, it's probably not what you guys wanna do. By show of hands, who doesn't want to role play in front of a bunch of strangers? So everybody wants to role play is what you just told me, right? Because nobody raised it. Two people raised their hands. Well, by the end of this, I think that you're going to really enjoy this. So what I want to find out from you guys is where are we at in business right now? How many of you have, or let's put it this way, how many of you want more active buyers who are going to write acceptable offers and get over their fears right now? Yeah? All right. And how many of you want more sellers who are going to get over their fear, put their home on the market at a reasonable price, right? With you right now. Yeah? All of us in the room. How many of you want the magic words to make that happen right now, today? I do too. So when you find them, please let me know and we'll make millions together. Listen, I'm just making jokes about that stuff, but here's the reason why. What I want to ask you is, how do you master anything? How do you master a sport? Or practice? Practicing what? Skills. What kind of skills? The basic skills. How do you master a martial art? Practicing the basic skills, right? So, although we established everybody wants the magic words and that they probably don't exist, here's what I'm going to tell you. And my hope today is either that I am going to be proven wrong and you all have already mastered your basics and I can't help you with what I've done on these slides, or what's more likely to happen is that we're going to find out that you actually haven't mastered your basics, and what you're looking for is you're looking for a magic bullet, right, to put more appointments and closings into your schedule. So I'm going to challenge you guys. I'm going to be working on the basics with you. And here's something I'm going to do. Actually, I want to come down here if that's okay, because I'm going to be working directly with you guys. I was told I have to stay on the camera though, so I'm not going too far, don't worry. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to invite you guys just to be vulnerable. I'm actually going to invite you to do some wrong things, and I don't want you to feel like I'm setting you up. What I'm going to do is we're going to run through a couple of different exercises. So I'm going to have you do your intro scripts the way that you do them. I'm going to have you do some objection handling the way that you do it, right? Before I give you our tips or strategies, and there's a reason for that. It's not because I want to trick you and look amazing, right? It's because I want you to demonstrate for other people in this room what some of the common errors are that everybody's doing right now to make it okay for everybody else. And then it's much more visceral if we can do what doesn't work, if I can demonstrate for you what doesn't work, and then I can teach you what does work or works better, let's put it that way, and then have you actually practice it. Because to me, what's most important is not that you come here and get some great ideas, you know, get all excited, make some notes, and then not do anything with it. I get the juice out of doing this when you actually learn something and you can go apply it. So that's what we're going to do today. Good? Yeah. Okay. So I have your permission to call on you, right? Yeah. Okay, good. And do we have, let's see, find my clicker here. Let's go to the next slide. I should probably introduce who I am. I mean, Johnny said great stuff. Clearly I have amazing hair. You don't get that by accident, right? So I must know something. So I am the founder of Smart Sales Coaching. I've been licensed since 2008. Yes, I sold real estate for many years. Yes, I kicked in doors. I sat on people's couches and wouldn't leave until they signed the listing agreement. Yes, I showed one house to a buyer and got frustrated when they didn't want to buy it. So I've been there. I understand how this goes. And in fact, I won't name names, but when I first got into the business, I went to a coaching program. And they had all these formulaic scripts that you're supposed to read and just do it this way and do it over and over again and keep saying it to the same people until they break, right? And they either call the police or they sign your papers. And having the kind of personality that I have, I was like, fine, I can crack some skulls, let's do it, right? And I sold houses, and it worked. But I didn't like it. I didn't feel good about it, right? And I know the leads didn't feel good about it. I didn't say consumers or trusted friends or, past clients. They were leads. That's how they got treated. So what I did is when I joined forces with another guy in my market, he said, hey man, I just bought this website. It's really well optimized from this really techie guy. It's literally dumping leads out on the floor. But he said, my agents are lucky. My agents are, it was a different word with an L. My agents are lazy and they're not working the leads. He said, will you come help me? He said, you are the best prospector in our market. Will you come help me with this? And I said, look, man, I'm honored, but frankly, I'm burned out in making these calls and grinding it out 6 days a week. But I've heard of this crazy thing called inside sales departments. He's like, what's that? I said, that's where you pay people to just sit in the chair and grind out calls and conversations all day long, and you make tons of money. And he was like, wow, let's do that. So we got together, formulated an ISA department. We proceeded to waste a ton of money, get it wrong, like trail of tears. It sucked. So then I went and studied from other people. Hey, how are you doing your inside sales department? How do you structure it? How do you manage it? What are the pitfalls? And they taught me, so I brought it back. And you still have to like R&D, right? Anything that you rip off isn't quite going to fit for your organization. You always have to do something to it. A little zhuzhing, as they say, where I'm from. So we finally got it right. And we got it to the point where I could take a stranger off the street, combine them with our average lead mix, and our scripting and dialogue techniques, and they could produce 60 transactions in their first year as an ISA, right? With no real estate experience, no sphere of influence, no past client, none of that stuff, and no fancy marketing either, right? We weren't even doing Zillow at that point. So that's where these techniques and strategies came from. And so what came from that is a training company, which now is Smart Sales Coaching. And we're experts in scripting and dialogue training for agents and ISAs. And we also help sales teams, team leaders, broker owners, optimize their sales teams, right? That bad word called accountability, those kind of things. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many here are agents that are in production currently? Okay, great. How many are team leader, broker owners who are not in production? Okay, good. I just wanted to get a good sense of this. So I have a lot of people that I'm going to role play with because you guys are on the front lines. So I'm going to be able to do a lot of interacting with you guys. Let's see. So let's start with I have a little slide here. Johnny already introduced it. We're in-house trainers and guest trainers for a lot of the brands that you know. As we've built this over time, what they found is that our techniques and strategies are probably right now the best in the industry. And we're the only ones that teach them the way we do. We're the only ones who are going to come out here live and actually role play with you versus just talking from stage. So today, we're going to be working on introductions to new leads because I want to see where you guys are at. If you guys all have this mastered, great, we're going to move on. Then we're going to move to initial objections from leads. And I want to see how you guys handle this and what you do. And then around that, I'm going to give you some really easy strategies that you can implement. Then we're going to work on something called the question game, and everybody loves this. Deb Durbin, how much do you love the question game? Yeah? Deb Durbin probably has as much sales experience as I have years in adult-sized clothing, right? And yet, I was honored to be able to teach Deb something, and that something was the question game. It's something that she had never been taught before. So that's a huge honor for me to be able to make that impact for somebody else. And then we're going to have an I have an agent pattern. Who here hates it when somebody says, oh yeah, we already have an agent we're working with. We have somebody we're going to list with. We're going to have somebody that we're going to buy through. My cousin's sister's aunt's wife just got her license, right? We're going to use her instead of your 15 years of experience. So I'm going to give you a pattern on how to deal with that stuff today. All right, so let's get to introductions. Let's just say it's a brand new internet lead, right? They've registered on your website. I want to hear how you handle that. And I know that there's some plants in the audience who've already been doing training with us, so I'm not going to go to them. Who wants to volunteer? And I want you to be brave. Just show me how you handle a new internet lead that registers on your website. Who wants to do it? For the crowd. We'll run a mic to you. We got one. All right, so what's your name? Gabe, how are you, Gabe? Gabe, have you been trained by us? Excellent. Gabe, I'm a new registration on your website. So you're in your CRM, backend, whatever. You see Dale Archdekin pops up, just registered. You say ring, ring, I'll answer the phone.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Dale. Gabe Jackson here with eXp Realty. I saw that you submitted an online inquiry on my listing on 123 Main Street, and I was just curious if you were actively searching or just looking.
Wow, that's really good, everybody. Some of our training is permeating the real estate world. I have a couple of suggestions for him, but I'm going to hold that. That was a really great one. Who here has one that's not as good as what Gabe just did? No, I'm being serious. Who wants to do it? Come on, give me another one. Give me another one. No, I want you to just show me what you do right now. That's what I want to see. I want you to show me what you do. The reason I want you to do that, what's your name? Jennifer. Can you give the mic to Jennifer, please? No, Jennifer, here's why. No. Jennifer, do you know why? Here's what you're going to be a martyr. That's what it is.
Used to that.
You're going to do what a lot of these people are doing here today, and the reason that they're here to get things fixed. So if you would demonstrate for them the things they need to get fixed, right? So you see the back end, Dale Archdekin pops up. You're going to give me a call. You say ring, ring. I'll answer the phone.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, this is Jennifer Sandvis with eXp Realty. I saw you were looking at my listing over in that city next to Orange County. So you want to buy it?
Is that really what you do?
No, that's not what. Are you kidding me?
No, seriously, what do you do? You were doing great so far. What do you do? So you're Jennifer from eXp.
Oh, you're gonna hate my answer. I don't do internet leads.
Go.
I've been doing this a long time. I just look pretty and sell houses.
What would you do? What would you do?
Okay, in reality, I would call. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, this is Jennifer Sandvis with eXp Realty. I see that you're looking at my listing at 123 Main Street in Yuba City. Just wanted to see if you had any questions on that property.
Got it. Okay. That's pretty good too. All right, does anybody have a different intro than what she just did? Anybody? Nobody? What's that? All right. Who here, well, we're going to have to work into this slowly. I know you guys are still really skeptical of me. You're like, that dude, I don't trust him. He looks like an alligator. He's going to bite. He's going to bite me as soon as I do this. All right, let me just give you a couple of pieces. Your name again was? Gabe. All right, so let me point out the great things that Gabe did. Gabe stated who he was clearly, right? Used my name assumptively, knew who I was. He didn't ask if I was Dale. He then told me what I did and what he wanted to know. And he actually used a very close variation of our script, something like, are you planning on buying in the next few months, or are you just window shopping at this point? Right? He said, are you just getting started? So that is actually a really good way to do things. Now, there's a couple of pieces I want to give you. And then we're actually going to practice that one, because I feel that there are several of you who are not at Gabe's level, and Gabe was pretty close. The only thing that was missing from both Gabe and Jennifer, thank you so much. You knew I didn't remember what it was, right? Jennifer, is that they didn't match the first word, okay? This is critical. Now, why would I say match the first word, everybody? Mirroring and matching, right? You guys have all learned this before. That's like sales 101, right? Well, why not the first word? If I say hello, you say hello, right? If I say hi, you say hi. If I say howdy, and you feel comfortable doing it, you say howdy, okay? Because we have like this lizard brain, man. If the word matches, it matches. If it doesn't match, it doesn't match. It's that basic, that simple. And it doesn't cost you anything to match them. The other reason that it's important to match them is because guess what? Especially people that come and train with us, our students are like, oh my God, did I match the first word? They get so paranoid. Because when we role play, we stop them and make sure they do it. Do you know what that does? What does that do? Woman in orange sweater right here. What does it do if I say, hey, you better match that first word or I'm going to embarrass you? I'm talking to you. You don't know. Well, let me ask you something. If I said, hey, I'm going to embarrass you if you don't match the first word somebody says when you call them, what are you going to do? You're going to pay attention to what the hell they say right from the beginning, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's the other thing it does. It scares you or brings your focus to actually being present to what this person is saying instead of what's between your ears and what you're ready to say. Super important, right, everybody? All right, so we're going to use their name assumptively. We're not going to ask if it's them, right? Hi, Bob? No. We are not customer service. We are not annoying salespeople, right? We are debt collectors. Debt collectors know it's you until you prove it ain't, right? These people owe you money. I'm a debt collector. I know it's you, Bob. Can't get away from me. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, Bob. I know. Whatever. It's definitely you. So you're going to use their name assumptively. I want to just point this out to you. Think about it this way. When you're calling a stranger, right? Or think about yourself. Who here gets spam calls from salespeople? Who here hates spam calls from salespeople? Yeah. Okay. So here's the scenario. Your phone rings. Don't recognize the number. Yeah? You answer the phone, don't recognize the voice, and then they ask if it's you. What's the likelihood that that is a sales call that you now want to get out of? Right. Versus, don't recognize the number, don't recognize the voice, but they know who I am. I better listen and see if they're important. Don't you guys do that psychologically already? Okay, great. Then you're going to ask them a direct question. Super simple. Here's what everybody wants to know. Here's what we want to know when a salesperson calls us. Who are you? Why are you calling me? What do you want? Doesn't that go through your head? Followed up shortly by how quick am I going to get out of this conversation? Yeah, exactly, right? So in part of the scripting, which we used, which he demonstrated almost perfectly for us actually, is you're going to say who you are, where you're from, assumptively, assertively. And then you're going to tell them, and this is best practice, what they did and what you want to know. Hey, you registered on my website, so now I've just kicked the ownership over to you because you took an action and this is why I'm here, right? I want to know if you're planning on buying in the next few months or just window shopping at this point, which allows them to say no. Why in the world would a sales trainer stand up here and tell you to allow someone to tell you no? Make them feel comfortable because they want to tell you no, right? When's the last time any of you went onto a car lot? How many of you like going to car lots? Yeah? You just hang out with the boys on a Friday night? Play some poker down at the old car lot? No, nobody does that. You don't want to hang out with those guys. You don't want to talk to those guys until you're ready to buy something, right? And you're pretty damn sure what you want to buy. So when you walk onto the car lot, what do you want to tell them out of the gate? Just looking. No, you salesperson, go away. I'm not ready to buy, right? And then if they're like, hey, cool, look all you want, man. I might not even sell you a car today. Just let me know if you need anything. I just took no for an answer, and you're like, okay, whew, oh, man. I was so scared, right? Okay, let them tell you no. All right, so here's the script. Super easy, and we're going to practice it. Okay, so you're going to match their word. You're going to use their name assumptively, right? This is your name. You're going to put your name in there with your brokerage. You registered on our website to look at homes for sale. Are you planning on buying in the next few months, or are you just window shopping at this point? Okay, that's the script. Oh, by the way, I have this fancy thing where at the end of this, you're going to be able to download all these slides, okay? You're going to be able to download it, so you don't have to worry about taking pictures. You're going to be able to download the slides. But I'm not going to give you the slides now because you're just going to read all this stuff ahead of time, and then you won't authentically role play with me. And the whole point is for me to teach you stuff. Okay, so, yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Question about a tone. So you want to match their tone, right? How does that work in with your script?
Yeah, I would suggest that you do match their tone. So let's do a little practice. Keep the mic.
You're going to do that.
Yeah. Okay, now, how good are you at sort of acting with your voice? Can you be bubbly and happy? Can you then be
I can fake it.
who the hell are you?
Is that the mom
voice?
thing?
All right. Okay, good. All right, so I want you to give me, so I'm kind of a somber guy.
Okay.
All right, give me a first one. I want you to be skeptical. I want you to give me skeptical mom voice, okay?
Okay.
Annoyed, skeptical mom voice. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is Dale Archdekin with eXp Realty. Listen, I noticed that you registered on my site to look at homes for sale. Just wanted to see if you're planning on buying in the next few months or just window shopping at this point.
How'd you get my number?
You put it onto the form when you looked at homes for sale on my website. So I wanted to see if you're planning on buying or just window shopping at this point. You're good. We're going to stop there. We heard the tone, right, everybody?
Yeah.
And all I did is just repeated the damn question again, right? Here's how I got your number. Pick a path, please. All right, so now I want you to be bubbly, okay?
Okay.
All right. And I'm just going to do different tone, okay? I mean, clearly, I'm not wearing hot pink or anything, so I'm not super, bubbly. But I'm going to just do a little bit of matching, okay? So you're super happy like your, I don't know, best friend from college just called you.
Okay.
All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is Dale Archdekin with EXP. I noticed you registered on my site to look at homes for sale. Just wanted to see if you're planning on buying in the next few months or if you're just window shopping at this point.
Yes, I am actually. I'm super excited.
Oh my God. There we go. All right, now, matching tone,
Dreams.
right? Yeah, but the important thing is I need to show up to be how you show up. Not entirely, okay? If they're cursing at me, I'm not going to curse at them. But, if somebody answers the phone like, hello, this is Dale, I'm not going to be like, hi, Dale, what's in your house? Right? It's like, what the hell is that? Especially from a stranger. Now, if you have what a lot of my experience is stranger business, okay? Doing business with strangers, people who don't know, like, and trust me, and are pretty damn sure they don't want to know, like, or trust me. I'm used to that stuff. So some of these things don't necessarily apply when it comes to referrals, past clients, right? Relationship-oriented business. But here's the reality, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but fewer people that you know or have done business with in the past are buying and selling houses right now, okay? So you need some stranger business. You need to be talking to people who don't know, like, or trust you. And a lot of these principles will help you. And in fact, I want to take it just from the introductions all the way through to the end. So when I said, hey, how many of you want buyers who are ready to write great offers and, be reasonable right now and get over their fear, and sellers? Well, guess what? A lot of the relationship that you have to that piece of business, a lot of the relationship that you have to that person who can choose to trust you or not, this is the foundation for how you get started with them. The way that you show up, the way that you communicate, your level of professionalism, okay? I don't mean, being sort of standoffish in any way, but what I'm saying is having a level of professionalism and consistency in the way that you communicate with them, that's where you set the stage. Because later on, when you try to convince that buyer that the world isn't going to collapse if they buy right now, and that they aren't going to lose all of their savings as a result, they have to decide, do I trust you or not, based on all the interactions that we've had, right? And if I'm a somber guy and you show up as flower power all the time, I'm like, they don't get me. They ain't listening, right? A lot of this stuff matters. Okay. Who wants to do our script? Who is really uncomfortable about this, doesn't typically work stranger business, who wants to do this script? Who can read? Come on, you're going to practice. Let's do it. I'll start picking you, I swear. There it is. I knew I'd sweat you out. Orange sweater. All right, just give me a ring, ring, and read the board.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is Lisa Jeffers with EXP. Hey, you registered on our website to look at homes for sale. Are you planning to go buy, excuse me, sorry, I read that wrong. Are you planning on buying in the next few months, or are you just window shopping at this point?
Beautiful. Everybody give her a round of applause. Excellent. We'll just do a couple of these. I want to make sure that we get this ingrained for you guys. Give me somebody else who's really uncomfortable about doing this and doesn't work stranger business. Raise your hand or I'll randomly pick you based on your eye movements. Oh, we got one up there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here we go. You're going to say ring, ring, I'll say hello. Or I'll answer. Oh, God, that's bad. There we go.
Ring, ring.
Hi, this is Dale.
Hi, Dale. This is V with Guide Real Estate. You registered on our website to look at homes. Are you planning on buying in the next few months, or are you just window shopping at this point?
Okay, great. Everybody give her a round of applause. I think we have this covered. Does anybody need to practice this? This is pretty straightforward, right? Can you all do this? Are you going to do this when you get back home? Okay, good. One thing I want to say about salutations. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Question for you. Just a quick question about your script. if an inquiry comes in, it's most likely they don't know your name or your brokerage. Would you be open to a slight variation to your script, as in, I state my name and I state that I'm calling on behalf of whatever website they're inquiring on. So my name's Kyle, I'm calling on behalf of Zillow, we got your online request. Would that make more sense?
Yeah, I think that, we're not super script based. So as long as you're following the principles of who are you, why are you calling me, and what do you want, whatever is most effective. So we work with companies who know, like even their own relatives don't know they sell real estate, right? So no matter what they say, nobody's gonna recognize it. In which case they just go with whatever the big label is, or even Zillow, right? Or we work with companies where people know their website but don't actually know who's behind it. They're gonna go with the website just like you did. And then we work with companies where everybody knows who the hell they are, right? All you have to do is say the team leader's first name. They go with that, right? Whatever it is, whatever the most effective is, lead with that. But as long as you're following the principle of who are you, what do you want, right? Who are you, why are you calling, and what do you want? Follow that pattern, good? Oh, we have one more. Look at this, we have questions about the basics, I love it.
Hi. So I was curious if this is the same as a script for online, if you're only communicating online through email, if they don't give you your phone number.
Yes, in fact, we use this in text and email as well. So you can just change a few of the words, but really we just use that for text and email as well. It's very straightforward, right?
We got another one.
Go.
What happens if they don't give you your name? Do you push forward, or you just keep on going with the rest of the script?
Just omit it. Whoever you are, I know it's you. I know what you did. I'm in the tree outside your window.
You'd be asking for a lot
It's a
of money
lovely
if
blouse.
you knew what I did. I'll tell you.
What's that?
I said you'd be asking for a lot of money if you knew what I did.
What do you do? Can you demo for us? No? Suffice it to say you've learned something. Let's put it that way. Okay, great. Excellent. Well, that's what I'm here for, everybody. Okay, are we good with this one? Should we turn it up a little bit? Okay. Now, we're going to go to an initial objection, okay? So, yes, sir. Oh, right, thank you so much. Salutations, no one used them. A salutation would sound something like, hi, this is Dale with eXp Realty. How are you today? How's your day? That's a salutation, okay? Not using a salutation just pushes straight into what I want to know. Hi, this is Dale with eXp Realty. I saw you registered on my site. Wanted to see if you're planning on buying in the next few months. So whether you use a salutation or you don't, I leave it up to you. What I can tell you, though, is if you think about your normal conversation with people that you know, when do you call somebody you know and just launch into whatever the hell you want, unless you're pissed at them? You don't. You say things like, hey, what's up? Hey, Mom, how's it going? Right? It's a salutation. I don't really want to know how it's going or what's up. That's a salutation, right? It's a greeting. It's a polite greeting to start the conversation. Everybody does that. So some sales trainers are like, oh, it's not authentic. Don't ask them how they're doing. Well, whatever. Listen, I've listened to millions and millions of hours of recordings and conversations and done them myself. I've never seen any kind of impact on doing them or not doing them. Here's what I'll say. If you want to tweak and see if you can improve your results and you're not using a salutation, try using one. Just use the same one every time with every person that you speak to and see how it goes. See if they're more open to you. If you're currently using salutations and you want to see if it makes a difference, omit it and go straight into what you want to know, okay? You decide. In different markets, different things work. Believe it or not, I don't know if you guys know this, who here knows that people from Philly can be a little impolite? Is that a nice way to say it? Yeah? Is that a good way? Did you know that we do that all the time in Philly? We use a salutation. They don't give a shit. They'll even ask it back to you. They don't care. They don't want to know how you're doing. And they know you don't want to know how they're doing. But it's actually rude not to do it. And if you don't do it, they'll shut you down faster because you're a salesperson. Only salespeople launch into what they want to know with no salutation. Right? Okay. Let's go to initial objections. So, fantastic script, Dale. really matches your hair. What happens if they say something like, I'm just looking, what do I do now? Because now I'm scared, right? Or they say, I'm just getting started. Or they say, I'm just window shopping. Okay. Who feels confident about handling this? Yes. All right, good. We got some hand, not you. He's in our training. You can't do it. Let's do it. Okay, so let's run through the script. Do you remember the script?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, okay, I want you to do my script, and then I'm going to pick one of these. So you say ring, ring, I'll answer the phone.
Ring, ring.
Howdy.
Good morning, this is Kim Mason with
Nope. What word did I say, Kim?
Howdy.
Howdy. Okay. Let's do it again. You say ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is Kim Mason. I was just reaching out to you because I see that you inquired on one of my listings, and I was curious to find out how I can help you.
That's definitely not the script.
Tell me if you're just looking or just started looking.
Yeah, so a little more closely would be, are you planning on buying in the next few months, or are you just window shopping at this point? Now, you said you inquired on one of my listings. Let's change it, okay? So if somebody inquires on your listing, that might be a little bit different.
Okay.
And we'll get to that. That would be something like a Zillow, somebody wants to book a showing, and we're going to get to that one. So here's the scenario. I've just registered on your website, okay? I haven't said anything to you. I haven't asked anything of you. I've just registered to look at homes for sale on your website. So you call me.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is Kim Mason with eXp Realty, and I was just calling to ask to find out if, see, now you've got me all thrown off.
Okay.
I usually say exactly pretty much what was up on the script.
Do this. Ask me, are you planning on buying in the next few months, or just window shopping at this point?
Are you planning on buying in the next few months or just window shopping at this point?
Oh, yeah, we're just window shopping.
That's great. Tell me what are you looking for or hoping to find?
Okay. All right, thank you for that demonstration. Who else wants to demonstrate what they would do into the face of these? Not you, dude. Not you. You're a ringer. We'll come back. I want to get one more, and then we'll come to you and see what you do. All right.
Oh, we got one.
And again, everybody, I'm looking for real-life examples that you do so that I can help you. And think about it this way. It's not for you to embarrass yourself. It's really for everyone else in this room to hear how normal it is that this is what has been taught and this is what people are doing by instruction or default. All right, so do you remember the script?
I do.
Okay, ring me.
Ring, ring.
Hi, this is Dale.
Hi, Dale. This is Allison Gent with eXp Realty. You registered on our website to look for homes for sale. Are you planning on buying in the next few months, or are you just window shopping at this point?
Oh, yeah, we're just looking. Thank you.
That's perfect. Do you have a time frame that you're looking?
Thank you for that demonstration. Now let's go to my guy over here that nailed it out of the park. Let's see what he does. Just remember what she asked. She asked about time frame. All right, you ring me.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Dale, this is Gabe Jackson with
Nope,
eXp
Gabe,
Realty.
what word did I say, Gabe?
Hello.
Yes,
Gotta
I
imagine.
did. What word did you say?
Hey.
You said hey. Or are they the same word, Gabe?
Ring, ring.
All right. Hello?
Hello. Gabe Jackson here with eXp Realty. How are you?
I'm doing well, Gabe. What can I do for you?
Hey, I was just reaching out because I saw you registered, looked at our listing online, and I was just wanted to see if you were window shopping or actively looking.
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started, man. Thanks for your call.
Well, where are you guys at in your process?
Okay. All right. Thank you. That sounds good, everybody. All right. Now we have a couple of examples, okay? Is there anything I can help you with? Generally speaking, if you aren't trying to talk to a salesperson, what's your answer to, is there anything I can help you with? No. Okay, so we're going to strike that one from our vocabulary. Never ask, is there anything I can help you with, unless somebody is trying to talk to you. Hey, Johnny, I want to talk about sales. Great, Dale. How can I help you? Okay? If they're not trying to talk to you, get rid of how can I help you. We're not an info desk. All right, and so what was yours? Time frame. Okay, let me ask everybody in this room. Does just looking have a time frame? Does getting started have a time frame? Does window shopping have a time frame? Okay, they've told you they don't have a time frame. And so I don't want you to ask a time frame question into the face of a I don't have a time frame statement. Okay? Why? Who would ask a time frame question into a I don't have a time frame question statement? A salesperson, right? Because they want you to do what? Buy or sell. They want you to have a time frame, and they want to know when it is because they want to sell you something. And that just reinforces what everybody thinks a salesperson means. Do people wait, who here is a trusted home advisor? Who here is a lifestyle consultant? Yeah? No, you're not. No, you're salespeople. That's what it's whatever the consumer thinks you are. So don't act like a salesperson. You got to be craftier. So don't ask a time frame question into the face of this. And then my guy in the back, it was, what did you do? Where are you at in your process? Okay. Now, I don't think that's a terrible question. But I want to give you guys some advice on three safe questions that you can ask into the face of not having a time frame. These are very safe, and I'll tell you why they're safe. Neighborhood, rent or own, or local or relocating. The reason that these three are safe, and I'll just tell you how it sounds, right? Somebody says, oh, I'm just getting started. Oh, great. What neighborhoods are you interested in? Or, do you currently rent, or do you guys own? Or do you own? Or, got it. So do you live in the area now, or are you relocating? These are all present tense questions. They're all right now questions. They're ones that anyone with any time frame or no time frame, with lots of money in credit or no money in credit, right? With high intent or no intent, these are questions they can answer, right? And notice they're pretty neutral. They're not sales oriented. I'm not trying to speed you. None of these are speeding your process. None of these are changing what you're doing, okay? You guys got it? Okay, let me see here. What are the three safe questions? Wait, give me one, shout it out. Neighborhoods? Rent or own? Local or relocating? Yes, that's awesome. So do you guys know why we do a ton of call review in my company when we're training people? Because I can stand up here and I can say cool stuff. And you're like, oh, that's cool stuff. I'm definitely going to use that cool stuff. And then I say, great, let's role play it. And you're like, oh, I forgot what it is. I can't use that cool stuff. All right, let's keep rolling. We're going to practice. Great, I can use the cool stuff. And I'm like, awesome. Let's listen to your call. And you don't do a damn thing we practiced. Okay? You don't do a damn thing we practiced. I listen to the call with you, and I'm like, what about your three safe questions here? Why are you asking them time frame into no time frame, right? Why are you trying to close them to go show them a house when they said I'm not going to buy until 2025? That doesn't make any sense. Let's do it again. Let's practice again. Okay, I got it. Now let's listen to it again. That repetitious process really makes the biggest impact in your skill set to be able to perform while you're being shot at, as I like to say. Listen, I've never been in the military. He was in the military, right? I'm just going to assume something crazy, that training is a little bit different than actually getting shot at. I don't know if you've ever been shot at. I've had guns pointed at me, but I'm pretty sure it's different. So the whole point is you have to practice this stuff, and you have to listen to what you're doing in order to reinforce it and get it in there so you can use it. Okay. Initial objections. You guys want to go to, hey, you inquired on my property, right? Or a Zillow lead, they want to go see something, okay? So we already established don't ask them if there's something you can help them with. I want to check the time here because I have a lot of stuff to get through. Okay, oh God. All right, I'm just going to tell you this one, okay? She said, is there something I can help you with? Does anybody, I want to do one demonstration of whatever your Zillow script is, or whatever your portal showing request script is, or sign call. Who has one? Who works Zillow leads, who gets sign calls, that wants to demonstrate it for us? We already heard one. Yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So do you want to do Zillow, or am I a sign call?
Sign call.
Sign call. Okay, so I'm going to ring
I
you.
don't do Zillow.
You're going to answer.
Okay.
All right. So ring.
Hello.
Hello. Well, first of all, I'm hoping this is a real estate company. Okay, let's do it again.
Okay, hold it. I'm the agent, right? I'm sorry.
You're the agent.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm calling you because it's your listing.
Thank you. I
Okay.
thought you were, okay, I had it
Calling you because
backwards,
it's your
sorry.
listing. All right.
I had an ADD moment.
That's
like,
okay.
It was a big one.
That's okay. The whole room is not staring at you right now. It's totally fine.
I can handle it. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to ring you. I'm calling on your sign.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. Ring.
Hi, this is Cindy with eXp Realty. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, I see this sign outside this property here, and I wanted to see if I could see it.
Fantastic. I can meet you over there in just a few minutes. Can you tell me, are you from the area?
Okay, all right, I like it. That sounds good. Who works Zillow here? Anybody work Zillow leads here? Zillow showing request? No? Who's willing to admit that you work Zillow leads here? Okay, nobody. So here's the best case scenario that you can do. You said, I'll shoot over there and show it to you, which is not too far off. She asked, how can I help you? So the best script when somebody wants to see your property or they're calling to take a look at it or even get some info, you're just going to set the appointment and don't ask them if they have any questions about it. And then you're going to qualify them. So I just want to explain why we're not going to ask them if they have any questions about it. If it's your listing, then you can ask them if they have questions about it, because you can probably answer them, okay? If it's not your listing, and you're getting leads from Realtor or Zillow or wherever it may be, even sometimes when people might inquire on your own website because you're displaying everybody else's listings there, you're just going to make it very simple. Set the appointment with them, right? Hey, I'm interested, looks like you're interested in 123 Main Street. When would you like to go see it? Just lead with that, okay? Book the appointment. Is it harder to cancel an appointment or book an appointment, everybody? It's harder to book an appointment. If somebody wants an appointment, give them the damn appointment. You can always change that. You can always cancel it, right? After you do your qualification. And I just want to give this to you. Don't ask them if they have questions about the property, because in a lot of cases you might not be able to answer it, okay? So you're just going to set the appointment, and then you're going to qualify them. Ask your qualifying questions, right? Who, where, when, why, what, and how much. As much info as you can get. So this is super simple, right? I'm a Zillow partner. Looks like you're interested in address. When would you like to go see it? And I'll give you these slides to you guys. I want to give you a little technique for how to deal with people when they say they do have questions, okay? This is a great strategy, and you can use it for anything. Grab me somebody. How about we role play with Johnny? Let's give Johnny a mic. I'm just going to demonstrate for this for you guys. Johnny, you have a couple of questions about a property, okay?
All right.
All right, so Zillow's connecting us, right? Hey, this is Dale Archdekin with eXp. Looks like you're interested in 123 Main Street. When would you like to go see it?
Yeah, Dale, I was actually curious. Is that house still available?
Okay, got it. You want to know if it's still available? Any other questions about the property?
Is the solar owned or is it leased?
Okay, owned or leased, got it. So, you know, if everything works out for you, when do you think you'd like to go see it?
This afternoon at 5 o'clock?
This afternoon at 5 o'clock, thank you so much. What did I do? All I did is repeated his questions back to him. Did I answer them? Didn't answer his questions, right? A lot of times, if you simply repeat the questions back to someone and then pivot back to what you want to know, they won't notice, okay? Only the hardcore accountants in the room would be like, wait a minute. We missed a box. You didn't answer that. Let's back up. Everybody else is going to be like, tomorrow? Sure, tomorrow. Great. Awesome. You might even just get around not answering those questions so that you can go figure it out later. Okay? You guys got that? So simple, right? Okay. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to point this out. At first I said, don't ask them if they have any questions, right? And then Johnny said, I have a question. He asked a question. And then I did what? Do you have any other questions? Why did I do that? Get them out of him, right? All right, you want to be question guy. And the trick works better if they can ask more than one question. Okay? Yeah, I want to know what color the drapes are and, you know, whether they match the rugs. And is it 2-car or 1-car? All right, great. 3 is usually the max, okay? Carpets, drapes, parking, got it. If everything is what you're looking for, when do you think you'd like to see it? Asking multiple things is easier to do the little Jedi mind trick and get them around it, okay? So just roll with it. All right, let's go to objections. Okay, now I need audience participation. I want to see you guys do this. We're going to start handling some objections. Who wants to do that? Yay! Yay! Who's my objection handlers in the room by show of hands? Who am I? You guys are so afraid of me now. This is the wrong way to do it. It's totally the wrong way to do it. I'm learning. You're teaching me how to do this. All right, so I'm not buying until next year. Who will role play this with me? Hey, you register on my site to look at homes for sale. Are you buying or not? Yeah, I'm not buying until next year. Who wants to play with me? Well, yes, thank you so much. Look at you brave souls. Just remember, you're contributing to others when you do this. So we'll just go right from the objection, okay?
Okay.
You called me up, you gave me the script, and I said, yeah, you know what, I'm not buying until next year.
So if I can understand your situation a little better, what's holding you back?
What's holding you back? Okay, got it. Who else? Orange sweater. I'm figuring out who the extroverts are in this room real fast. And thank you so much. Okay, so niceties, right? You ask your question. Yeah, you know what? I'm not buying until next year.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, great. Well, I'm just curious. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Tell me more about that. Got it. Okay. Anybody else? Or let's do another one. We decided to rent for another year instead of buying right now. Who wants to help me with that? I'm going to go with guy in the blue shirt here with this similar coloration in hair. Or light blue, purplish. Yes, sorry. I'm going to work on my colors. All right, so called up, right? Hey, yeah, thanks for calling, man, but we decided to rent for another year instead of buying right now.
Sorry, give me a few minutes.
Okay.
Give me a second. That sounds great. What makes you decide you wanted to rent instead of purchase right now?
Oh, got it. All right, good. I've got a little bit of talent in this room. I'm just going to sharpen it up. Let me do one more. I'm not ready to work with an agent. Who wants to do that? Yeah, hey, thanks for calling, but I'm not ready to work with an agent. How about lady in the fuchsia? Is it fuchsia? Jacket? Did I get it right?
Yes. I'd say fuchsia.
Hey, yes. All right, do whatever you want to do, man. Even if it's just turning around and running out of the room, that's a response. All right, so you called me up, right? I registered on your site. You called me up. You said, hey, do you want to buy in the next few months, or are you just window shopping right now? And to that, I say, hey, thanks for calling, but I'm not ready to work with an agent.
I would say, why not ready to work with an agent?
Why am I not ready to work with an agent? Good. Great instincts, everybody, and we're going to work on that response. Does anybody have they think a good one for I'm not ready to work with an agent?
Perfect. Me neither.
Right. Psh, those guys are annoying. That's what I do with expireds, FSBOs, right? You're the 40th agent that's called me today. Oh my God, that would be terrible. I'd hate to have agents calling me. So, are you interested in selling?
Who is it?
All right, so you said, are you buying in the next few months or just window shopping at this point? She's right here in the striped sweater. And to that I say, yeah, you know, thanks for calling, but I'm not ready to work with an agent.
That's actually nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that are not ready to work with a real estate agent. I might not either. But you registered, and I'm thinking you're probably thinking about buying a home at some point down the road, and I just wanted to touch base to see how I might be able to help you with that.
Okay, got it. Thank you for your demo. All right, so I'm going to introduce to you guys what's called the question game. So, and in that, I'm not going to call out anybody specifically about what they did. However, as I teach you this question game, I think you're going to start to learn where you might be more effective in how you deal with this sort of stuff. And and then another one, I'm just going to use the listing agent. I can get a better deal using listing agent. That one really makes people mad. We'll get to that, okay? You'll be able to practice it. So I want to introduce the question game, as I talked about. Right, Deb? Yes. You love the question game, right? The question game really was designed to help you guys in the moment figure out, how do I ask effective questions? Because nobody, I mean, you kind of pitched me a little bit, but I'm really happy to see that none of you either tried to argue me out of whatever my position was, and you didn't try to close me. Those are two huge no-nos, and it happens quite a lot. Nobody here demonstrated it. But let's just make sure that you guys don't, okay? So don't do that stuff. The question game was designed to help you ask more effective questions. You have to ask questions into the face of an objection, okay? You ask questions to do discovery. You have to ask questions into the face of an objection, because you don't understand why whatever stupid thing came out of their mouth, right? I want to teach you about something about people. They typically don't say stupid things because they think they're stupid things. They say stupid things or inconvenient things because they've done the math and they think it's the right thing to say. They think it's the right thing to do. They think that it's the right process to follow or person to work with, okay? You have to understand why they think that and what they're going to get out of it, and so from that came the question game. We play that with all of our students. So let me lay out some rules for you for the question game, and then we're going to play it. How much time do I have? Well, okay, we're good. So your question has to be direct and not indirect, okay? I'm just going to demonstrate this for you. Let's say that I sell apples. For all you guys that have done training with us, you're going to know the apple example. I sell green apples, okay? It's the only way I keep the lights on, right? Only way I feed my kids. I sell green apples. And I say to you, hey, would you like to buy some green apples? And you say, no, I don't want to buy your green apples, Dale. Let me demonstrate for you a direct question. Why don't you want to buy my green apples? That's a direct question, right? Why don't you want to buy my green apples? An indirect question might be, hey, what kind of fruit do you like? You guys see how that's indirect? So when I'm talking to a stranger, I just want to point this out to you. Who here has noticed that when somebody objects to you, whether they're a lead or not, whether you know them or you don't, that once they start objecting, you have less time to talk to them? Yeah. You're on a timer, okay? You're on a game show, and you better choose what you say or what you ask well, because you're going to be running out of time. So the reason I teach you to ask direct questions as direct as you can be is because I know you're on limited time. So if I ask him, why don't you like green apples, or why don't you want to buy green apples versus what fruit do you like, you can hear which is an inefficient question and which is an efficient question, right? So that's part of the question game. You have to ask a direct question. No closes. Hey, would you like to buy some green apples? No. Okay, my green apples are amazing. I'll give you 2 for 1. Right? That's a close. No closes. Has to be a question. Has to be a discovery question. Don't make the person wrong. Hey, do you want to buy my green apples? No. You know, really smart people love green apples. Are you sure you don't want to reconsider? Did that make them right or wrong? Wrong. Hey, Fizbo, do you want to use an agent to sell your house? No. Well, that's stupid. Right? Isn't that what you want to say? How far does that get you? Not very. I've tried it. Not very far. Don't use the word why. All right, Dale, but you said, why don't you want to buy green apples? Who, by show of hands in the room here, what good thing ever came from somebody starting out a question to you with the word why? Never in your life, right? Why is confrontational? Why is not a positive thing? Get rid of it. You can use how, what, when, any of the other words. You just have to get rid of why. Well, Dale, show us with Mr. Green Apple. Okay. Hey, would you like to buy my green apples? God, how did you decide not to buy green apples? Right? How? How did you decide not to buy green apples? What about green apples doesn't interest you? How about that one? You like the question? Okay, good. I didn't say why. So I'm going to expect you guys to do it. I think Deb can attest that Deb was like, I hope he doesn't call me, I'm leaving. Deb can attest that just switching the word why is a little bit difficult when you try to formulate your questions. And somebody did this. Tell me more about that. It's lazy. Okay, hey, do you want to buy my green apples? Nope. Tell me more about that. No, I don't want to tell you more about that. I just said no to you. I want to get off the phone. I want to get out of this situation. Tell me more is just lazy, okay? Here's what I'll say. If you can't come up with a good question, even after this training, go with tell me more about that, fine, right? You got to say something. You can't just say, okay, bye. So, but tell me more is lazy because you can formulate a much better question. All right, everybody? And once you go through this training, it's going to be super easy. All right, who's ready to role play? Yay. I can't just, yes. What's your name? Mango. What is it?
Mango Watts.
Mango. Great. All right. Are you messing with me? Because you know I sell green apples. Your name's Mango. All right. Just making sure.
No.
All right.
That just happened to work out that way.
Just happened? Okay, all right. And I didn't know your name was Mango when I choose to use apples as an example.
It's fate.
Okay, all right. It was fate. All right, so I'm not buying until next year. Mango, I'm not buying until next year, man.
What about this year makes you want to wait?
What about this year makes you want to wait? Okay, that's good. That's good. I hear one thing I'm going to teach in there around. Who else? I'm not going to buy until next year. I can't go to the snipers yet. This guy over here in the dark. Oh, sorry.
You got. My name's Don Peach.
Hi. Hey. Wait a minute. Nice.
And that's
there we
the
go.
truth.
You guys bring me all the way to California just to mess with me, didn't you? That's excellent.
That's really
All right.
my name.
All right. I'm not buying until next year, man.
You're not buying till next year?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you say that?
What makes you say that? Okay. Now, let me clean it up. Use some of my words when you ask your question. Let me ask you this. Does what makes you say that, does it match at all the words I used when I say I'm not buying till next year?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, so I want you to formulate a question that uses some of my words. All right? Hey, you know what? I'm not buying until next year.
You're not buying till next year, so
So I would get rid of the paraphrase.
just totally get rid.
That's time for you to think is what you're doing.
Okay.
And it just kind of gets in the way. So I want to teach you how to get rid of your paraphrasing and only use it when you need to. And I'll teach you guys in here when to use paraphrasing. All right, so get rid of paraphrasing, straight to the question. Hey, you know what? I'm not buying until next year. Start with this.
So what about not buying? Go ahead.
Nope, go. You were on the track. Go for it.
So what about not buying this year? What's that look like for you?
Okay. All right. It's a little choppy, but he just did it. He did it on the fly, everybody, okay? And this is something that we see. You have to practice it, practice it, practice it. Let's go to the sniper table. This young man right here. What's the benefit of you waiting until next year? I just repeated it for everybody. Okay. Now let me ask you all something. What do we do for a living?
Sell real estate?
We're salespeople, right? What do salespeople do to us, innocent civilians?
Ask a lot of questions.
They try to make us do stuff, right? They want to sell us stuff. They want us to they don't care what we think or what our plan is, and they want to get us to buy now, sell now, right? That's why we can't talk to them. Now, when I say to, hey, happy salesperson, I'm not going to buy until next year, and they say, what has you waiting? What makes you say that? What does that salesperson want me to do? Buy now. Is waiting positive? No. Has anyone ever made you do something positive? No. Okay. So you guys did good questions, but I'm going to take you up another level. So what I like to say is that we, as salespeople, are all the wolf, okay? You know Red Riding Hood? We're the wolf, and we're in Grandma's nightgown, okay? Until we say things that make it obvious that we're a wolf, and then we whip the nightgown off, and they run screaming, all right? What has you waiting? What makes you say that? Those are all tells that are in your language that just say, whoop, check it out, I'm a wolf. Yep, you were right. Now you need to run away. Okay. So let's do this. Give me a question, doesn't use the word why, and doesn't use anything like waiting. Okay? And if you just did waiting, give me your question, but make it positive without waiting. Keep the nightgown on. Yeah, you know what? I'm not buying until next year.
Okay, got it.
You can do it. I believe in you. Just ask your question without why.
What is the benefit or advantage of you waiting till next year?
What is the benefit or advantage of you buying next year? Just skip the word waiting. That's all you got to do, man. You had it.
What makes this year, or what makes next year better than this year?
What makes this year better than next year? I'm sorry. What makes next year better than this year? I can see under your nightgown, sir. Okay? You're specifically asking me. Yeah, you might want to cover that up a little bit. You're specifically asking me to compare. Do it. Take your question. Say your question again.
What makes next year better than this year?
Okay, now I want you to take it and I want you to chop it up so that it sounds like next year's a fantastic idea, you just don't understand.
Wow, next year. Okay, oh, great. Okay, so, but wait, not this year, right?
Not that, nope. Wait, let's take your question. What makes next year a great time to buy? I just got rid of this year, right? Hey, that's awesome. What makes next year a great time to buy? Oh, there it is. And this is why I do what I do. Okay, it just dawned. Dawn broke on her head, right? She was like, oh, no shit. Right? Look at that. He's still going to try to sell them. He doesn't care what they say. Yeah, but I'm just trying to keep the old nightgown clothes there, right? You guys get it? You like that? Isn't that cool? Yeah. Listen, you don't have to be afraid. Hey, yeah, what makes next year a great time to buy? I'm not losing any potential. I'm not giving up as a salesperson. I'm just being sneaky as all hell to get you to tell me what's going to close you, okay? Is it because you need more down payment? Is it because your parents who haven't bought a home since the 60s said it was a great idea? Like, where's this coming from? Yeah? What does it mean to you? Why are you doing it that way? What are you going to get out of it? We have a hand back there. What's that?
Too late.
Shoot. What about making them believe that it's their idea? That if they say, I'm not going to buy until next year, I always say, I love buying next year. Would you be open to preparing for that?
All right, so one of the tenets, which you guys didn't get to see, that we teach at my company is now, sooner, or logical next step, okay?
But then you sucker punch them, and you find the perfect house, and they buy anyways.
Okay, I like it. I like the roundaboutness. However, my suggestion to you is that when you're having a conversation with somebody, you're going to be more efficient if you can figure out why they're going to be buying next year instead of now, and whether or not that is valid, okay? So what we do, we follow now, sooner, or logical next step. And you guys can write that down. It's not in here. Now, sooner, or logical next step. When I have a conversation with any potential buyer or seller, I am focused on now. When do you people want to sell a house? Next week? Next month? Next year? Now. You want to sell a house now, okay? And if you can't sell it now, you want to sell it sooner than whatever they said. Okay. Now, my position to you, I think that it's a good strategy. I like it. If it works for you, keep doing it. If you want to try to maybe get a few more appointments or convert a few more people, see if it works, try one of our strategies, which is stay focused on now and unpack them, okay? So that you can get it out onto the table. Why they think they need to buy next year, why that's important, what the advantage is. Okay, so I'll just give you guys some of the answers here. What's important about buying next year, right? How did you decide to buy next year? Is there an advantage to buying next year? Yeah? Or what is the advantage to buying next year? But you have to deliver it. It does depend on your delivery, okay? No? What's the advantage to buying next year? Versus, no, got it. Hey, what's the advantage to buying next year? Just tone and inflection. If you were a nicer person than me and you had a bubblier personality, and maybe you're from the South, I could say, bless your heart. And you would think I was saying something good to you, right? Look that up if you don't know how that works. Yeah, they like to trick us Yankees. Okay, so that was not buying till next year, right? Let's go to we decided to rent for another year. Who wants to ask a question? It's the face of we decided to rent for another year. You, sir, with the admirable beard in the tan-colored sweater.
It's coming.
You shout it out. He's getting tired over there. This is too much cardio.
It's great stuff, man.
All right, so you know what? Gentleman with the beard, we decided to rent for another year instead of buying right now.
What are the advantages
of
renting this year?
There you go, sir. Excellent question. All right, pass the mic to your left. Hello. Nope. That was supposed to stop there. Oh, yeah, you guys are getting sneaky. All right, sir, in the fine glasses. You know what? We decided to rent for another year instead of buying right now.
what's the advantages of renting another year?
Beautiful. Wow, you guys are quick learners. Excellent. Does anybody want to practice this before we go on to more? Anybody? Anybody? No? Okay, cool. All right, so we got a couple of good examples. Yes. What's important about renting for another year? How did you decide to rent for another year? And is there an advantage to renting for another year? You guys noticing a pattern here? Yeah, super simple, right? Well, you're like, Dale, I drove all the way out here to do this, and you're just going to tell me the same questions over and over again? I hear you. I hear your cries. We're going to take it up a notch. I'm not ready to work with an agent. This is your favorite. All right, who wants to do it? I'm not ready to work with an agent. Who's got a good question for me? Let's get, where's my mic guy at? He was taking a break. You, sir. And then we'll go to you.
May I ask, why do you not want to work with an agent?
May I ask, why do you not want to work with an agent? All right, do it without the word why, because nothing good ever came from why. May I ask?
May I ask, what's the advantage to not working with an agent?
Now let me ask you a question. Did I say I wasn't going to work with an agent?
Not ready. Okay.
I said I was not ready. Okay. Now this is one of those active listening things, okay? We'll come to you next. We're going to go over here in the cream. Oh, sorry, go ahead. All right. Let me ask you something, everyone. If that's a close, right? Tell me how to put you in this car today. Would be, what would make you ready to work with an agent, right? Okay, now I want to address his here. I'm curious. Let me ask you something, everybody. Why do people say stupid things? Because they think it's right, right? Okay, so if I say, hey, stupid thing, and then you say, I'm curious, does that sound like you believe or agree with my stupid thing? Or you don't believe or agree with my stupid thing? Don't. Right. Now you guys are catching on. Yes. Hey, you know what? I'm not ready to work with an agent.
Okay, that's totally understandable. Can I ask you a question? Are you a first-time home buyer?
Okay, is that direct or indirect?
Direct.
It's direct?
To me, it's direct.
So the answer of whether or not I'm a first-time buyer will directly tell you, as efficiently as you can, why I think I'm not ready to work with an agent.
To a point, yes.
It's indirect. Here's why. I appreciate your listen, none of us got here by not being confident, and I appreciate that. Here's why it's indirect. Because whether or not they're ready to work with an agent could have something to do with being a first-time buyer, and could not have something to do with being a first-time buyer, right? There could be other reasons. There could be other perspectives. That's why it's indirect. So for the purposes of the game, I just keep it direct. Your question is a fantastic discovery question that everybody should use. However, for the purposes of the game, I help you salespeople be as efficient as you can in whatever situation you're in, okay? Excellent. Right here with the glasses. Yeah, I'm not ready to work with an agent.
If I found you your dream home, are you ready to move?
Let me ask you something. Is that... What is that, everybody?
I'm just going to close it.
You're messing with me. Thank you for doing that. What do we call that? A close. You closed me. Well, this guy right here. You could probably yell it out. I'll repeat it. Yeah, you know what? I'm not ready to work with an agent.
Oh, okay.
Have you worked with an agent before? Let me ask you a question. Could the reason I'm not ready to work with an agent have something to do with me working with one before? Yeah. Could the reason I think I'm not ready to work with an agent not have anything to do with whether I've worked with one before? Yes. So is your question direct or indirect? Indirect. Yay! Right here. Yeah, I'm not ready to work with an agent.
Okay, can I ask a question? When will you be ready to work with an agent?
When will you be ready to work with an agent? I think it sounds good, but now let's do some voice acting. Get rid of can I ask you a question, because you are asking me a question, right? You've just asked it. So get rid of can I ask you? Give me the same question you gave me, but I want you to do it in a way that sounds like you think that's a great idea, and I just need to explain it to you. All right? Yeah, you know what? Listen, I appreciate the call, but I'm not ready to work with an agent. Okay, that's good. I think we can, I'm going to guess your personality style is not super effervescent at all times. Is that correct? Okay, all right. I think you could use a little more bubble in your sparkly, all right? And the only reason I'm saying that, everybody, is because if you're going to challenge someone, when they object to you, you probably need to sound like, that's a great idea. Just tell me how that works, right? Oh, so awesome, yes. Mango, listen, I appreciate the call, man, but I'm not ready to work with an agent.
That's great. Most people are not ready to work with an agent, and an agent really would appreciate you preparing, so you mind me preparing you to work with an agent.
Is that a discovery question or what is that? What sales speech is that? What participle of sales speech is that? That's a close. Isn't that a close? That's a close. You closed me. Coffee is for closers, sir. But when you close, what do you take off? You take the robe off, the full Monty, okay? You're like, do you want to buy? Yes. I'm not ready to work with an agent.
May I ask why you feel you're not ready to work with an agent?
May I ask why you feel you're not ready to work with an agent? Okay, now
Or better yet, why do you feel that you're not ready? No. What is it that you feel? No, I had it right.
No, you're there. Keep going, go.
Okay, so what is it that you feel you need to do before you're ready to work with an agent?
Oh, so close. All right, go ahead. We have one over here, and then I'm going to reveal some of the questions to you guys while I still have time. What time do we have, Johnny? Okay.
What is it that makes you feel you're not ready to work with an agent?
Yes. Whee! Yay, everybody. Now that is some serious question asking. Yes, sir. You know what, man? I'm not ready to work with an agent. Ooh, I like it. I haven't heard that one before. I might actually, he said, I understand what's the advantage to, you said waiting? Waiting to work with an agent. I like it. Let's clean it up a little bit, okay? Now, first of all, get rid of I understand. Okay? I don't want you to say I understand and then directly ask me a question that shows me that you don't understand. Okay? So just you don't have to do that. You could say I hear you or got it, right? And say your question again. Okay, got it. What's the advantage to waiting to work with an agent? So what I might do, because we want to get rid of waiting, I like advantage, right? So it needs to be positive. What's the advantage to working with an agent down the road? Okay? Is down the road better than waiting? Yep. Okay, so I just took his question and changed a few words. Yes?
Please do tell me more.
All right, were you here when I said, tell me more about that? Wait, can everybody tell it? You're awesome, and thank you so much for volunteering. Who wants to tell her what tell me more is?
It's lazy.
Yeah. Okay, so I apologize for saying that to you. You're awesome for participating. Here's the reason why it's lazy. Is because, and it's something that we're taught in sales, right? I mean, that's probably like day 2 of sales stuff. Oh, tell me more about that. Yeah, that's easy. The reason why it's lazy is because I can use your words against you, and I want to demonstrate what I mean by that. Let me ask, just shout it out, you in the nice blouse and glasses. What does working with an agent mean? No, if I'm a consumer, what does it mean to work with an agent? They'll find me what I'm looking for. Guy dusting himself off. To a consumer, what does working with an agent mean to them? What does it mean to work with an agent? I hear commitment. Everything. What does it mean to work with an agent for a consumer? Sell them something. Who else? What? Pressure? What else? Closed. What? Makes the process smoother. What were you going to say? I said trapped. Trapped? Okay, now, wait, let me ask, one more in the back. Expectation they're going to do something now. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. If I'm the consumer, you call me up and I say, hey, thanks, but I'm not ready to work with an agent. Which of those, I don't know, 10 or 12 definitions do I mean? Oh my God. There it is. You say, oh my God for me? You don't know. You didn't ask. Right? You just demonstrated for me lots of possibilities for what that could mean. Right? How do you know which one it is? Okay, who wants to formulate a question for me? Yes, young man, I'm not ready to work with an agent.
How will you decide you're ready to work with an agent?
I like it. What about how will you know when you're ready to work with an agent? Woo. Fuchsia. I'm not ready to work with an agent.
Would you be open to share with me the reason?
Would you be open to sharing with me the reason? I don't like it. Here's why. Here's why. Would you be open? Does that suggest that we are drinking buddies and we can talk about anything? Or that we have some kind of wall between us where I might be asking something too sensitive? Hey, may I ask how much you make every year? May I ask? No, I'm not going to go down that road. Yes.
Absolutely. And what does working with an agent mean for you?
Oh my goodness. Round of applause. Woo! Did you guys hear that? What does working with an agent mean to you? How simple is that, everybody? Who in here thought about doing that? Who in here came in here and like, you know what? I don't know what the hell they mean by work with an agent. I'm going to ask them. Okay. Yes, sir.
So I'm seeing a pattern here where you're really going into this, whenever they have an objection, you're going into discovery mode to unpack and find out the reason why it is that they're not ready or they want to wait or they're, whatever their objection.
Yes.
Going to the mindset of discovery mode. I
Yep.
need to understand you
Right.
where you're at.
Right. And I just want to give you this little tidbit, and I'll come to you. I just want to tell you guys this. How much time do we have, Johnny? I might have to show you that I have an agent. Oh, we're doing good. We got a half hour. Okay, cool. I'm planning on using all 2 hours, so any of you who thought you were going to cut out early, ain't going to happen. I just want to point this out to you. He just enlightened us, right? He said, hey, I'm getting it. I see the pattern. If they object, I go into discovery mode and understand why they think that or why they're saying that. That's pretty obvious, isn't it, everybody? So when I hear an objection, this is something that I was going to say. Remember earlier I was like, who wants more buyers? Who wants more sellers? Everybody raises their hand. I'm telling you that you have to work on your basic sales skill and your basic sale approach, because if it's not natural for you to immediately go into discovery mode when somebody objects, in most cases, then you're missing a very basic sales element that you have to practice. And I'll tell you this. When the other thing I was going to say is you're afraid of objections. You're afraid of no. I don't give two flying Fs about no anymore. I don't, because when somebody says to me, I'm not going to do what you want me to do, when you want me to do it, how you want me to do it, or who you want me to do it with, do you know what I hear? I will do something under different circumstances, at a different time, with a different person, because I think I'm going to achieve some outcome or outcomes by doing it that way. That's what I hear. All right? So if I have any snowball's chance in hell of getting you to do it the way I want to do it, I better figure out what your outcome or outcomes are and figure out how I can deliver those to you now with me, right? Under these circumstances. Do you guys all get that? Okay. And you can't figure out how to do that if you don't understand where they're at. I know you wanted to do a question. Hey, you know what? I'm not ready to work with an agent.
What would have to happen for you to feel more ready to begin a relationship with an agent?
Okay, that's very expoundy. Let's see if you, wait, give it back. Let's stay with her. Let's see if you can tighten it up a little bit. And it almost sounded like, tell me how to put you in this car today. Right? It was just a very fancy version of tell me how to put you in this car. Okay. All right, so you know what? Thank you, but I'm not ready to work with an agent.
Before I respond, I wanted to say I really liked his answer about, or his question about what does that look like to you?
Okay.
My brain is searching for a way to say that a little bit differently.
Go for it. That's great. Yeah, you know what? I'm not ready to work with an agent.
Well, what does working with an agent look like for you?
Beautiful. Oh my God. Somebody trained you well. I would hire you. Yeah, there we go. Applause. What's that? No. I didn't even see it coming, man. You're just driving on up with the door open. I don't even know what's going on. Get in. Get on in. All right. Are we ready for another one? Yes, sir. When would you be ready to work with an agent? Okay, I like it. What I would do is, because again, we have the nightgown on, right? When would you be ready to work with an agent? Sounds dangerously close to will you do it now, right? Work with one now. So I might flower it up a little bit. Oh, okay, got it. When do you think you, or let's do this. You said, when will you be ready? When would you, or more like this, so how would you know when you're ready to work with an agent, right? Or even, when would you, or do you have a feeling about when you might be ready to work with an agent? I threw feeling in there, right? And I made it a little less direct. Do you have a feeling about when you might be ready? I threw in the word might be ready to work with an agent. Okay? Soften it up. Good. Let's go to a tough one. Hold on. I missed it. Where's the... Not ready to work with an agent? Oh, we have to go through this. Yeah, when you say work with an agent, what do you mean? What about working with an agent are you not ready for? That's one we didn't hear. Did you guys hear that one? What about working with an agent are you not ready for? Right? What about green apples do you not like? Or what about green apples makes you not want to purchase them? Okay? You hear it? Yep. And you'll notice that we're using a lot of the words of the actual objection in the question that we ask them. Because similar to that whole X factor of when you say work with an agent, what do you mean? Remember algebra, everybody? Dude, I failed college algebra like 5 times. It was so annoying. But one thing I do remember is like X plus Y equals Z. When I see this, when I hear an objection, somebody says, I'm not ready to work with an agent, I heard them say, I'm not ready to X with an agent, right? It's an X factor. I don't know what the hell it means. So a really effective way to turn that around is just, hey man, tell me to solve, can you solve for X for me? Lead, please? Because I don't know what that means. All right, let's go to this one. I'm just going to use the listing agent because I can get a better deal using the listing agent. This is usually when the claws come out and you guys start shouting and throwing stuff, right? Unless you're the listing agent. You're like, yeah, damn right. You better use a listing agent. Okay, who wants to do? Hey, you know what? I'm just going to work with a listing agent. I can get a better deal using the listing agent. Oh, you spoke out, and then he's next. All right. I'll come to you at some point. All right. You know what? Thanks, but I'm just going to work with a listing agent. I know I can get a better deal working with a listing agent.
Oh, that's interesting. What makes you say that?
All right. Has anybody ever made you do anything good? No? Do you want to try a different question?
Well, I'm going to use the word why, which is also probably not allowed.
Try with why first, and then change why.
Why,
you know
why would you say that? Or
why?
What?
Go ahead.
I'm trying to get away from the word makes.
Yep, you keep working on it. So everybody, the reason I stay on these things is because I told you the highest value to me is actually making an impact in you guys. And when the gears are grinding and the smoke is coming off the top of your head, I know that the work is being done. Okay? I'm teaching a man to fish. Go ahead.
I got one. So tell me what a better deal looks like to you.
Sniper. There's a sniper in the house, right? Did you guys hear that? Hey, you know what? I'm just going to work with a listing agent. I know I can get a better deal working with a listing agent. He said, what is a good deal or better deal? Tell me what a better deal looks like to you. Boom, right? Next time, I want you guys to drop that, because guess what? They don't know. They didn't think about it, okay? They'll be stumped. They'll be like, damn, you're a good salesperson. Maybe I should talk to you. Okay. Oh, you. You know what? I'm just going to work with a listing agent. I know I can get a better deal working with a listing agent.
I agree. It does sound like a good idea. Has anyone educated you on the downsides of that?
Wait a minute, everybody. Wait a minute, everybody. Does he think I should sell my house myself as a FSBO? Does he think that's a great idea? You, sir, does it sound like what you said thinks that do you think it's a good idea for me to work with a listing agent? I don't. You don't? Exactly. But you can't whip the nightgown off, my friend. We all know that, but they don't know that. I know, but why did I say something stupid? Did I say something stupid because I know it's stupid and I want you to tell me it's stupid? Or did I say something stupid because I don't know any better?
You don't know better.
I don't know better. But guess what? Who do I believe? Myself or a strange salesperson who just took their nightgown off and showed me they're a wolf?
You.
Me! I believe me! Come on, man. All you want to do is sell me something, right? Do you want to try a question that is pure discovery? Hold on, I want to see. Do you want to try a question that's pure discovery and doesn't make me wrong? Pretend like you think it's a fantastic idea. You just don't understand how.
I think that sounds like a good idea. Can you explain to me why that's positive for you?
I think you could clean it up, and I would get rid of great idea. Okay?
You don't have to explain to me how that's a good idea?
Sure. How about we get rid of explain to me?
Okay.
All right. Now, give me your question. And use my words. I said, I'm going to work with a listing agent because I know I can get a better deal working with a listing agent.
I'm going to go back to the what does that better deal look like?
Okay, that's a good one. Let me see if the woman back here has another question, and then what I'll do is I'll cycle back to this and show you what I was trying to lead you to. She's all the way in the back here.
Which one?
Raise your hand. Cream-colored sweater. You know what? I'm going to work with the listing agent. I know I can get a better deal working with a listing agent.
How is working with a listing agent going to get you a better deal?
She just asked the question that I was trying to lead you to. Okay? Did you hear that? She nailed it. Now, wait, I want to do acting class with you. Okay? Because that didn't sound like you think is a good idea.
I think
right.
it's a great idea, Dale. How is going to work with a listing agent going to get you a better deal?
Do it with your tone and your inflection. Get rid of better idea. Do it with your tone. Do you have kids or watch kids? Or?
They're grown, Dale. They're grown.
Okay, so when your kids were excited about something, you didn't want to crap on it, how did you sound?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
All right. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to work with a listing agent. I know I can get a better deal working with a listing agent.
Great. Yes.
Ask your question.
How is working with the listing agent going to get you a better deal?
Okay, we're getting there. Hey, how's working with a listing agent going to get you a better deal? You just keep it light. You hear me go up on the end? Yeah, right? Hey, how's a handful of cookies going to work out when we get to dinner? Yeah? Okay.
And Dale.
Yes.
Also, don't forget to smile on the other end because it naturally makes you sound uplifting.
Yeah. I think you guys will notice when I do the voice acting thing where I try to act like I'm actually a happy person on the inside, I tend to smile more, right? Okay, good. Okay, I think we beat that one to death. And I want to get to the agent one. Where are we at here? Okay, we've got 15 minutes. And then, of course, I have to, I'm a salesman, right? So I got to tell you how you can do training with us because shame on me. Should you ever do training with a salesperson who doesn't try to get you to do training with them? No. Okay. What's a deal to you, or what does a deal look like to you? We got that one, right? How will a listing agent get you a better deal? What would be a deal to you? We nailed all of those. You guys are doing awesome. So give yourselves a round of applause. You guys got all of them. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now, I'm going to teach you this quick pattern for I Have an Agent, okay? And I want to just say this so that nobody gets mad or sends me hate mail later. If you're talking to a prospect, me personally, business ethics for me are, if I talk to a consumer, the consumer says, I'm working with an agent or plan to work with an agent because I really like them or they are doing a good job for me or, they've already put work in for me, I'm just going to bow out, okay? I'm going to say, hey, that sounds fantastic. If anything changes for you, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you in whatever the outcome is, right? That's me. So when I say I have an agent, I've definitely caught some heat over time about saying I have an agent. People are like, well, you can't do that. That's terrible. You're stealing business. No. I'm taking the business that needs a higher level of service. I'm taking the business where a consumer isn't happy with the service they're being provided or hasn't yet been provided service. Okay? That's where this comes in. And I have an agent stands in for a lot of things, right? It can be anything from, well, you know, it's my mom, and, you know, she's been selling houses for 20 years and sold me my last 4, okay? To all the way down to, yeah, you know, they sent us a couple of emails, or I see their billboards all over the place, okay? So this is what you're gonna use in any of those situations. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach you a pattern that you're gonna use. And so what you don't do is you don't just give up and run away. Okay, thanks. Let me know if it doesn't work out, right? Or like trying to close them, right? Hey, yeah, we have an agent we're planning on using. Well, I'm an amazing agent, and I'm really nice. Really nice. I send great emails. Can I work with you? Yeah? We're not gonna close. I'm gonna teach you a quick pattern. Now, I wanna give one disclaimer to this. Typically speaking, if I'm talking to a lead, so we have this other thing we call follow the no, right? It's on the back of my shirt, follow the no. If you object, I'm gonna follow the no, right? We're gonna unpack it, I'm gonna understand why. In this case, if somebody says, I have an agent I'm gonna work with, or whatever it may be, I generally will let it go the first time they mention it. I'll let it go. I'll talk around it. I'll go to discovery, okay? Unless they are shutting you down by saying it. And I'll give you the 2 different examples, right? Hey, I call an internet lead. Internet lead says, oh yeah, we're planning on buying in a little while, and you know, our agent's been sending us some listings, and you know, we're seeing what's out there in the market. I'm gonna let that one go, okay? I'm gonna keep on going, because I need to build rapport, right? I don't wanna try to unpack them. I'm gonna let that one sit there, because they're willing to talk to me. Versus, I'm at an open house, right? Hey, thanks for coming to the open house. I have an agent. Thanks, right? If you're shutting me down, guess what? I'm talking to you, okay? We're gonna go through this process and I'm gonna teach you. But if it was just a casual dropping of having an agent or working with somebody, let it go so you can build rapport. If they're shutting you down, you are not gonna build rapport anyway, so do this. So we're gonna follow this 4-step process, right? We're gonna determine what they're buying, and then we're gonna close for a meeting. And here's how you do it. You're gonna ask them, well, you're gonna paraphrase first. Oh, you have an agent? And notice I went up on the end, okay? I'm soliciting additional information from them without having to ask a question. That's where I said we would use paraphrasing. My guy right here, right? You did a lot of paraphrasing when we role played. Use it effectively. Either you use paraphrasing because you don't know what the hell else to say and you're trying to think, or you use it purposefully, right? So in this case, you're gonna paraphrase, oh, you have an agent? Then you're gonna ask committed. Are you committed to that agent? Have you signed anything with that agent? And what's the benefit to working with that agent? Or what's the benefit to working with that agent over any other agent in the market, right? Then we're gonna take that information and craft a custom close for them. And if we can't close them, we're gonna create a logical next step with them. And I'll explain what that is. So here's what the pattern looks like. Oh, you have an agent? Are you committed to working with that agent? Have you signed anything with that agent? And what's the advantage to working with that agent over any other agent in the market? So here's what I'll tell you. When you ask, you have an agent, oh, you have an agent? Sometimes you'll get a yes, if you talk to somebody like me, who isn't giving up any extra info. If you talk to some of the other people in this room, you're gonna get volumes of info about why they're choosing them, what their experience is, why they're amazing, whatever the hell it is, I don't care, but it's all investigation for you to help you understand. It's the thing you're asking anyway, right? What the advantage or benefit is. Then when you get to, are you committed to working with that agent? This is important. Notice I didn't ask, how pregnant are you, right? You are either pregnant or you are not pregnant, okay? I didn't ask, how committed are you to that agent? Nope, nope. Are you committed to working with that agent? Why? I'm really specific about the word commitment, about committed. Why would I be so serious about that? Let me ask you a question. Call my wife and ask her why we were engaged for 2.5 years. Because I was afraid of commitment. There it is, right? Yes, I was afraid of commitment. When you say, are you committed? Whoo, boy, people will do a dance for you, man. But why? I mean, it's my mom, and she sold real estate for 20 years. I don't know, right? It's hard. You really press them when you say committed. And it's a very effective tool. It's a very effective word. And so if you don't do any of the rest of this according to these words, the one thing I want to give you is, are you committed to to working with that agent, okay? If you can deliver just that part, you're gonna do really well. You're rattling their cage, man. And you're gonna hear yes, you're gonna hear no, and then you're gonna hear the waffle, right? I just demonstrated the waffle, right? They send me really nice emails, you know? They have awesome billboards. That's the waffle. Here's what I'll say. If somebody says no, hey, are you committed to working with that agent? No. Great, move on. Who cares? Okay? Go on to discovery. If they say yes or waffle, follow the rest of this. Oh, got it. Have you signed anything with that agent yet? Nope. How many people here ask, have you signed anything with an agent? Yeah? People are pretty clear about that, right? Yes or no? Okay. We're going to ask it here, and because, you know, we can't jump fences, as they say, or cross signs, whatever the terminology is. Basically, I can't chase somebody down who's already signed with someone and offer them my services. And then, this is the important part. Now, a lot of you guys are very smart salespeople, and a lot of you have been asking great questions today. I think that we've improved them. But in a lot of cases, what happens is, even if an experienced salesperson can get through this, the first three, they'll immediately start closing and talking about why they're amazing, right? And why their branding looks better than the competitor's branding, or whatever the hell they talk about. A really great salesperson sets themselves apart by asking that fourth bullet point, right? What's the advantage to you of working with that agent? What's the benefit to you of working with that agent, or listing with that agent, right? Or buying through that agent? Because that one there is, how do I close you? What do I need to demonstrate for you? What do I need to demonstrate for you in order to get you to choose me or have a chance of doing that? But it can't just be that, right? Let's say I said, hey, what's the advantage of listing with that agent? And you say, well, they have a really fancy car. They have a fancy car. And I say, hey, you like cars? I like cars too. I got a fancy car. Will you work with me? What's the answer going to be? Why is it no? I have a fancy car. He wants fancy cars. I have a fancy car. What? Needs to be better. Yeah? He's like, I got one devil with a fancy car that I already know. I'm not gambling on the devil I don't know just because you have a fancy car, right? I need a fancy car and leather seats and chilled water bottles, okay? We call that more, better, faster, cheaper, easier. So when you close somebody and they think they already have their solution, or they're going to go a certain way, or they're going to do certain things, always remember this. Am I adding more, better, faster, cheaper, easier to whatever they think they're getting? Okay? Good. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speed through this. I want to talk about logical next step. So we aren't going to role play this one. It does tend to be the longest, and like we could spend a whole session on this, but I'll just show you this real quick close. You know, my team or I, with our experience, knowledge, or process, are able to value statement 1, value statement 2, value statement 3. Is that something you'd want to know more about before making a final decision on who to work with? This is just a quick, when we teach this, we do it organically, like I've been doing with you guys with questions. But if I have to give you a formula for how to structure a close into the face, especially if I have an agent, it would look something like this, right? This is how you make the statement. And notice that value 1, value 2 are likely going to be the things they told you about the other agent, and then at least value 3 is something you're going to have to add. Okay? You guys get that? Well, I have a fancy car, and I have leather seats, and I even have chilled waters, right? Your other guy doesn't have that, so you should work with me. Okay, now logical next step. I'm going to cover that real quick, and then I will show you guys how you can get the slides, and if you want to, how you can work with my company. So logical next step, anytime you end a conversation with a lead who is not already buying or selling a home with you, right, is not in process with you, think about this. You need a logical next step with them, which is, when will we talk next? Why will we talk next? What will you get out of it? Okay? When you end your conversation with, okay, I'll send you some properties, let me know if you see anything, that is not a logical next step, everybody, right? Doesn't have when are we going to talk next, why are we going to talk next, and what they'll get out of it. So I don't have time to demonstrate how you would do that or what it would sound like, but you guys get the idea, right? Hey, I'm going to send you some properties. I'll give you a call on Friday just to make sure that I got the settings right, so you're seeing what you need and not getting, you know, crap emails. Just that simple of when I'm going to talk next, why we're going to talk next, and what you're going to get out of it. That will significantly improve your conversations that you're having with leads. Think about that every single time. All right, so to recap, intros set the stage, right? You want the buyer, you want them to buy, you want that listing. Focus on your intros, get them tight so that they sound the same every time. Objections are best handled with questions, right? We open them up, we understand them, because an objection basically is, I'm not going to do X with you or under these circumstances, but I will do Y under different circumstances. You have to figure out what that is, because it will get me something. Direct questions are best, better than indirect questions, especially in the face of an objection. And you need to follow established patterns like that agent pattern that I gave you. If you could just ingrain that every single time, it's so easy. Like, you don't even have to think about it. Then you can be present with the person and hear them and be with them. Be like, hey, I'm your best friend. You just don't understand it yet, right? Let me figure out what you need to hear or know in order to realize I'm your best friend, right? All right, so here's how, let me get you the slides. It's going to be this URL, smartinsidesales.com/pcar, where you can download these slides. So go to that landing page, take a picture of it. And this shows our live training. So most of us are solos in here. What we have are a 12-week live training where you show up on Zoom and one of our trainers shows up and punches you in the face once a week, right? No, I'm kidding. Our trainers support you, help you, right? Teach you great stuff like I'm doing today. And they can also bring a measure of accountability. So by show of hands here, who knows they need to make more contacts per week? By show of, yes. Yeah. Wait. By show of hands, who is very committed to not making more contacts each week? Yeah? I know. So they can bring a measure of accountability. You have a community of like-minded people. People are trying to improve themselves as well. And a lot of scripting, a lot of role play, a lot of call review. I know it sounds terrifying, but if you can have a professional listen to what the hell you're saying or not saying, and they can tweak your golf swing right there. Who golfs? Anybody golf in here? Dude, a golf lesson sucks. You know why it sucks? Because I can hit the ball, and then I go get a golf lesson, and they screw it up, and I can't hit the ball for like another 2 weeks, right? And then I figure it out, and then I'm hitting the ball, and then they go screw it up again because they're making me better. Listen, I know it sucks, but that's how we make you better, okay? And it's all delivered online. What the class schedule you see on the right, so the way it works is you have one dedicated session per week in a small group. And then each week, additionally, you have the option to go to up to 10 classes online that are live, instructor taught. So each day, Monday through Friday, we teach 2 classes that you can come to, as many or as few as you want. The only mandatory thing you need to do is come to that one accountability meeting each week with your trainer. And that's normally $12.75, but just for today, you get 10% off, okay? There we go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. Hope you enjoyed it.